right, Vikings fans, it's time to take our eyes off of the flashy players. The flashy players meaning the cornerbacks, the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the running backs. It's time to take our eyes off of them because we need to start paying attention to this offensive line. There's a couple of reasons why. There's a couple positions that are going to depend on this offensive line playing good this season, man. And what we saw in the preseason, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't. I'm sitting back and I'm watching a lot of these other rookie quarterbacks compared to our rookie quarterback, Jaren Hall. And I'm going to tell you what, man, those dudes look a lot more better due to the fact that they had a little bit of time at least, all right? They might have not have been playing the cleanest games, but I'm going to tell you what, there was a lot of throws that you can look and say, hey, this guy can throw the ball. This guy has some potential. I don't think as Vikings fans, we were able to see anything to give us any slither of hope that Jaren Hall can be the quarterback of the future, other than the fact that he has a little bit of mobility because he was running out of that pocket like never before because he had no time whatsoever. All right. We got to talk about some of these positions. Now, I seen an article where the Vikings had the 30th ranked offensive line going into this season. And after that game, man, it's hard to disagree. Now, that's also thinking about the fact that we have one of the best tackles in the NFL in Christian Darrisaw. ONeill is definitely up there, and he's a little underrated. Like, people don't really pay him too much attention, but the man can play tackle, bruh. Like, he does. He can play it at a high level. He did suffer that Achilles, man, and that Achilles injury, that's going to play a big part in how productive he can be this season because that's not an easy injury to overcome. That's a hard injury to overcome, man. That's almost like tearing the ACL, MCL. It's one of those types where, hey, boy, that thing can tear again easily, right? If you push off of it the wrong way. But we going to have hope that he's going to stay 100% healthy throughout this season and give us what we need, man. But Ingram, Ezra Cleveland. I feel like Ezra Cleveland, let's talk about him first. Ezra Cleveland, I feel like we've seen enough. He does have things that he does very well. Like, I believe that he's a good swing, man. Like, he knows how to block when it comes to the running game. He can do it good enough where we can have a running back behind him and he can open some holes for him. But when it comes to blocking for the passer, man, blocking for our boy Kirk Cousins, man, it's not going to be good. All right, it is not going to be good. All right, and we didn't even have to see him in the preseason game. Obviously, he didn't play, but we don't even have to see that. Why? Because we've seen 3-4 years of it already. We already know what to expect. All right, I think after 3-4 years, alignment is what you see is what you're going to get. All right, and that's one main reason switching over to Ingram that I'm not going to give up on him quite yet. All right, he didn't play the best game in that preseason. I seen him let a defender go right past him like he's done multiple times last season as a rookie. And that was something that I was hoping that he would be able to correct. We didn't see it. He allowed it to happen again. On top of him stepping on Kirk Cousins' foot all the time last season too, at least 5 times that I could count. But you know what, man? Listen, we got to give him at least one more year. I don't even say a whole year, though. When I say one more year, I mean throughout weeks 1, 2, and 3. If he's showing that he has made no progress and he's playing the same as he played last year, it's time to move on and move on quick. Don't let this drag on. We learned this lesson last season when it came to the defense. Don't let it drag on and think that it's going to fix itself because it's not. All right? You have to take action to fix it. What do I mean by that as far as comparing it to last season? Well, there was a chance where early in the season, I would say mid-season, a little after mid-season, when we realized that our defense is too soft, we could have got rid of Ed Donatell. We could have brought in Brian Flores at that moment, but we decided to run it. And guess what? When we ran it, it did not do us well, man. It cost us at the end of the season in the playoff game. The most important game of our season last season. It cost us. Letting Daniel effing Jones, bro, look like Patrick Mahomes. It just ain't. We can't allow that to happen. And this year, it's the same case when it comes to the offensive line. You know, Dalton Risner was supposed to come in. He came in for a visit. I don't know what happened. He didn't pass his physical. Something happened, but be transparent and let us know, man, because I do believe there needs to be some competition there. Blake Brandel played pretty decent during the preseason game, but still yet, I'm not going to put too much weight into that because he was playing against threes. All right? He's playing against threes. Will he be able to do that against an Eagles defensive line, against a 49ers defensive line? Will he be able to hold up enough? Is he going to be the exact same as Ingram? That's what we have to balance and weigh. All right. So it's time for the Vikings to definitely make a move at offensive line, man. I think it needs to be done. I mean, if Dalton Risner just isn't ready to play football, then just let us know that, man. But the fans are ready, man. Bring in a guard, man. We need at least a solid guard, man. A guard that can not only be decent in the run game, but block in the passing game. Because I'm going to tell you what, us not having a good offensive line, it's going to be the excuse for Kirk Cousins saying that the reason why he didn't do this, that, and the third in the playoff game is because our offensive line couldn't hold up. And it's going to be the same excuse for our running game, man. These running backs are not going to be able to have the season that we hope they're going to have with an offensive line that is just miserable and horrible, bruh. It's not going to happen, man. So I would have never thought in a million years I would pay so much attention to the offensive line because I've said this before. As a young man, I always just looked at wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. You feel me? You always want to just look at the flashy positions. But Vikings fans, I think these next couple of weeks in this preseason game, we need to be on O-line watch, man. It needs to be O-line watch, man, because this is going to really dictate how successful the Minnesota Vikings can be. The Vikings changed absolutely nothing in the offseason when it came to this O-line, and we were horrible last year. Let me know how you feel down in the comments. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gonna do nothing. Celebration, I might have a